Where does Vilgax come from in Ben 10? Well, if you've seen Ben 10 Alien Force, you've seen his home planet. It's called Vilgaxia. Wait, what? In this video, we are going to be discussing what Vilgax's origin story is, what's canon, what isn't, and we'll be going over spoilers for basically everything Ben 10 related. When Vilgax is first introduced in the original series, he is built up as this mysterious villain who Max Tennyson somehow has a connection to before the season 1 finale, where it's revealed that Max used to be the plumber and he fought aliens to protect the Earth. Vilgax was one of many foes Max faced in his youth, and in the past we see that Vilgax tried to steal nuclear warheads, but Max stopped him with his partner Phil. Vilgax's goal has always been to capture the Omnitrix so he can use it to create an army of alien warriors to fight for him. Jumping ahead, we also learned that Vilgax destroyed Diamond Head's home planet, and it was all thanks to Tetrax's help. Oh no. In Alien Force, we see Vilgax's homeworld for the first time, and it's called Vilgaxia. And we don't really learn a lot about him on Vilgaxia, other than he is the ruler of the planet and everybody loves him there. Final spoiler warning, we are now going to talk about the final episode of Ben 10 Omniverse, the final episode of the original Ben 10 universe. In this episode, Ben travels back in time and fights Vilgax in the past, who has never seen the Omnitrix before, and this battle inspires Vilgax to hunt down the device, dedicating the rest of his life to this quest. In the Ben 10 2016 movie, Ben 10 vs. the Universe, we get a very different origin story for Vilgax. In this version, Vilgax used to be the assistant of Azimuth, the creator of the Omnitrix, before he tried to take the Omnitrix for himself and use it to take over the universe. But then Azimuth stopped him. I actually like this origin for Vilgax more than what we got in any of the old shows. I think it makes a lot more sense for him to be wanting the Omnitrix, having helped create the Omnitrix in the first place, and him having so much knowledge about how the device works. It just makes more sense to me than what we got in the old shows. But now that we have talked about everything that has happened on screen to show what Vilgax's motivation is, now I want to dig a little deeper, and then we can go back into the show and analyze it some more. So let's talk about the Bandai Ben 10 cards. Here on Vilgax's original series card, it does not say that Vilgax comes from Vilgaxia. No. Here it says that Vilgax's homeworld is the Null Void Frontier. On the description, it states, anyone who knew of Vilgax's exact origins has long since been exterminated. Apparently, he emerged from the Null Void Frontier several centuries ago, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Vilgax's main residence is a legendary and feared battle cruiser that blazes across galaxies. Now we are going to get to what this means in the show in a minute, but there is more extra information I have to share before we do that. A pop-up fact in the first episode of the original Ben 10 states Vilgax is a Chimera Sui Generis from the Shadow Realm, a strange system of planets near a cosmic rift into the Null Void. This is also doubled down on in a pop-up fact for Alien Force. Now this final Bandai card I am most skeptical of whether or not it's true, so take it with a grain of salt, but I'm going to read it anyway. His giant squid form is from multiple genetic experiments and not his normal biology. This is weird because in Alien Force he says it's his true form when he transforms into it, but whatever. Fears magic and mysticism and is superstitious. I mean, sure, we never see anything that contradicts that idea, so fine. Rumored to have a warrior son being raised in another dimension. Uses Psyphon to seek revenge for his last defeat. Yeah, that's just what happens in the show, nothing special there. Now, his warrior son, that is interesting. This could be a reference to an old original series Ben 10 comic. In this short comic story, a descendant of Vilgax, far from the future, travels back in time to try and kill Ben. I highly doubt this comic book is canon, but who knows at this point. Now, what evidence is there that Vilgax is from the Null Void, or at least from near the Null Void in the original show? Well, there surprisingly is some in the show itself. In the episode Back with a Vengeance, Max uses the plumber's Null Void projector to send Vilgax into the Null Void. And in the episode, Vilgax instantly knows where he is. He instantly knows where they are and doesn't question it. And then he hitches a ride on a Null Voider, a Null Guardian, and he takes control of it. How does he know he could do that? How did he know he could control them? He could command them. And after this episode, Ben just thinks that Vilgax has been defeated forever. He'll just always stay in the Null Void. He can never get out. And then when the movie Ben 10 Secret of the Omnitrix starts, he's just out of the Null Void. They don't explain it on screen. And another pop-up fact on the movie, they explain it away by saying Vilgax escaped the Null Void through sheer luck, happening to stumble upon a portal being opened up on another planet. So my conclusion is that Vilgaxia is in the Shadow Realm. There is a cosmic rift into the Null Void near the planet. Vilgax did live in the Null Void frontier and learned how to fight. He learned how to command the Null Voiders. He got a ship and started traveling around the galaxy before he met Ben on Earth. And he may or may not have a son who is currently training in the Null Void as well. That is just what I believe anyway. Ben 10 canon is pretty much non-existent. It is up to you to decide for yourself what is and what isn't canon. It's all just fiction. It's only magic. Isn't it amazing when you know? Anywho, thank you for watching the video. I have a bunch of other Ben 10 videos, one of which I get to talk to Dan Reba, a guy who worked on all 4 of the original Ben 10 shows. Or you can click on a different video and help me out in the YouTube algorithm by leaving a like or commenting on the bottom of the video. Or you can follow me on Blue Sky, or you can join my Discord server to yell at me about Ben 10. Okay, bye.